Hey, awesomes. How's it going? Welcome to week three. I know it's early in the week, Monday, technically a holiday. So happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Um, I know many of you probably watching this tomorrow. Today being a holiday, not we technically don't have class, but I'm going to be out of the office tomorrow, so needed to record the videos. Even Mondays that are holidays, I still try to get the videos out on Monday, as promised, or as said in my earlier videos, introduction to the course and my welcome video and those kinds of things. So I'm still trying to stay on track with that. So I'll talk about this week. I want to touch base with you on a few things from last week. So last week we started to think about, okay, what is our topic going to be for this project? And we need to stay with this. Remember, we need to stay with this topic throughout the entirety of the course. So we'll propose something about it. We're going to do some writing in the middle, and then of course our big coup de grace, if you will, or at the end of the class is going to be our larger recommendation type report, if you will, and it will all be on this same topic. So we're kind of taking the first couple of weeks to really fine tune our topic. And find sources where we are in that in between, right? Remember those videos from last week, as we recall. We had videos that were telling us we have videos. We don't want research a topic that has got too many sources for us to try to weed through to find out. We don't want too few sources, especially if they're not talking about what we're talking about. I'm trying to find that sweet spot right in the middle. I'm thinking of Goldilocks and the Three Bears for some reason right now. But anyway, we want it just right. Okay. All right. So this week we're going to kind of keep picking up on that. Towards the tail end of the week last week, I posted some videos for you. If you haven't watched those yet, please go back and watch those. Popular sources versus scholarly sources. And that's something that's going to be key for us in looking at sources. Sources that come from the New York Times or from the Wall Street Journal or the Atlantic Monthly or Time Magazine or whatever might help us understand our topic a little bit. But as far as actual sources that we're going to use in our proposal, that we're going to use in our bibliography, that we're going to use for our recommendation report, all need to be scholarly sources. So as you recall from those videos, they need to be peer reviewed. Right, they have to have that scholastic element to them. Recall one of the videos last week talked about the difference between the videos is the popular sources. They're trying to get information out really quickly, right? It might not be accurate. It's not vetted. It hasn't been peer reviewed by other scholars in the field to make sure that it's accurate, to make sure that it's written well, to make sure that it's not misleading, try to get away from any bias and these kinds of things. So that's why we're kind of focusing, and this will be helpful for your other classes as you go through the whatever program you're going through here at Oakland. Most of, I would say 100% of your professors and future writings, whether you're in psychology, sociology, nursing, engineering, pre-med, whatever it is, are going to require scholarly sources. So we'll talk a little bit more about that this week. And so I've got a few videos here for you. These first two, research is inquiry and research is a conversation, to kind of help us think about what that means and why, a little bit as to the why of when we think about a scholarly, when a scholar sits down and publishes or writes a paper, develops a source, if you will, and puts it out there into the world and has other scholars read it and goes through the peer review process before it's published, what they're essentially doing is participating in what we call a conversation, right? So they've read an article by author X, and they've read another article by author Y, and another, maybe a book by author Z, and then whomever, right? So they're seeing that everyone's talking about this one particular topic or this one particular thing, if you will. Then they sit down and respond to that. So they then put their 2 cents worth in, if you will, right? So then they are participating in what we call this conversation. It's not an article isn't just a standalone. I'm sitting here by myself and I'm just going to write something, right? That's why you see a lot of time in scholarly articles, as ours will work towards doing. We're also paraphrasing and quoting other authors, talking about here's what they're talking about, here's how they're talking about the topic, here's how they're talking about the topic, here's what's going on. It's a conversation. So I kind of want you to get that hopefully that idea, that concept kind of wrapped around this week. But that'll get you started. Got these posted here for you. Of course, I'll be back with more soon. Above all, stay safe and stay awesome, guys. Thank you.